When we first meet Tony Stark in Iron Man, he's a self-absorbed, arrogant billionaire playboy who's more interested in the size of his bank account than the size of his heart. He surrounds himself with cutting-edge tech to compensate for his own personal shortcomings and the things he's not willing to confront. This is a man who's afraid of heights, but moonlights as a daredevil. A man who's terrified of the dark, yet insists on living in a mansion with floor-to-ceiling windows. A man who can't even be bothered to make his own bed. Despite all of this, somehow Tony manages to be a genius, billionaire, playboy philanthropist. That is, until he gets what he deserves. After getting kidnapped by a terrorist group in Afghanistan, Tony is forced to build a suit of armor not to protect himself, but as a weapon to further someone else's agenda. And though he succeeds in escaping, the guilt of what he's created immediately causes him to crash the prototype suit, taking it out behind the barn to die alone, far away from the prying eyes of the world. But that's not where the story ends. In the aftermath, Tony reemerges, shaken but unbroken, vowing to use his genius and resources to create a better world. Over the next decade, we watch him grow from a scared young inventor to a selfless hero, who's willing to give up everything for the greater good. We see him confront his fears, not just in the suit, but without it too. Tony becomes a different person, one who takes responsibility for his actions and the consequences that follow. He becomes a leader, a role model, a beacon of hope in a world that's gone through hell and back again. But perhaps the most important thing about Tony Stark is that he never forgot where he came from. He understood the value of human connection and the importance of being a good person. In a world of superheroes with godlike powers, Tony stood out because he was just a man. He wasn't perfect, but he tried his best, and in doing so, became a legend. And legends don't always have to die. But in this case, the legend did die, or did he? When Tony makes the ultimate sacrifice in Avengers Endgame, he doesn't just give up his life, he gives up his legacy. He could have easily chosen to keep the Infinity Stones and become a god, but instead he chose to remain a man, albeit one with a very big heart. Tony understood that the greatest power of all is the power of love, the love of family, friends, and a world that he had grown to care deeply about. It was this love that made him the hero he was, and the reason why he'll never be forgotten. So rest in peace, Tony Stark. You may be gone, but your legend will live on forever. Don't forget to leave a like,